All right, what's good? Welcome into
Chill.
Inside the Green Room with Danny Green. I am Harrison Sanford. It has been an interesting night in the NBA. It's supposed to be rivalry week, Danny, but there wasn't too much smoke from what I saw
No
out
damn
there on the
rivalries.
court. We're going to cover all the games that we saw on Wednesday, big time topics with the Los Angeles Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the New York Knicks, and we will discuss maybe some trades that we would like to see as the trade deadline comes ever so closely. But we'll start with the last game or second to last game of the night. The Oklahoma City Thunder destroyed the Milwaukee Bucks. It finished 122 to 102. It didn't feel that close. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finishes with 40 points. Oh my goodness. 16 of 19 from the field and 11 assists, Danny.
Efficient.
I know that we want to crown Nikola
Mr.
Jokic as the
Consistent.
best Nikola Jokic as the best player in the world. That still might be true, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP.
Absolutely. Especially you can clock it in. He's available every night. But again, efficient. And of course, he's Mr. Consistent. You know what I'm saying? His whole life has been consistent. He said in an interview, he consistently gonna give you 20 plus because he's got 113 games now. He's only 12 behind Wilt Chamberlain or something like that from breaking the record of consecutive 20 plus point games. Tonight he had 40, only missed 3 shots, which means he didn't take enough of them. But again, they were beating him. It was belt to ass all night, so he didn't even need to be. It's probably one of those games he could have sat. I don't know if he did sit the whole fourth quarter. I just stopped watching because it was tough to watch. But yeah, tonight, man, I wanted to say when you said rivalry week, it's amazing how much can change in a year. Because all these teams last year or maybe a year prior, there would have been some smoke. It would have been a little rivalry. You know, Boston, Indiana. These two teams met up in a cup game like a year or so ago. Now half those teams is cheeks, half those teams are like at the top of the East or top of the West, and it's not even a competition. So rivalry week this week, it wasn't no smoke. It was very much
Yeah. I commend the NBA for trying to label this as a rivalry week. I think the timing is pretty good. We're 1 week away from the trading deadline. There isn't as much football games going on. It's good timing for it. But the actual game selections or the actual smoke that you would want during rivalry week doesn't necessarily seem to be there. We can get more into that. We can get more into Giannis Antetokounmpo as well. But I want to stay focused on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because right now I don't even need to look at the odds. I bet you Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is minus 500 to win MVP. I think it's pretty much a lock, especially with Jokic missing so much time. My question for you, Danny, and I know you've had an opportunity to guard him, and looking at an efficient night that he had tonight, if you were Doc Rivers or if you were Mitch Johnson, head coach for the San Antonio Spurs, and you're going to have to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in a playoff series potentially, or if you were Ime Udoka, what would be your 3 key principles for trying to stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? And one of those, and you can't include one of these, you can't include keep him off the free throw line.
Why can't you? Why the fuck not?
Because it's too obvious. I mean, of course, just like Luka Doncic.
Sometimes the obvious needs to be said.
So fine, give me 4 and use one of those for keep him off the foul line. No, now if you're going to include keep him off the foul line, I'm asking you to give me 4 because I already know keep him off the foul line.
To do
he has a lot in his bag.
And one of those things is getting to the free throw line. So if you play without fouling, which San Antonio does, is the reason why they play him well and they play the Lakers well because they don't foul Luka and Austin Reeves. That is a big part of his bag. It's a big part of the game. So you shouldn't add another one because, he's just that free throw's a big part of the game, bro. He shoots 12 to 14 free throws a game.
Okay. All right, fine. If you are going to do that, can you please tell me the art of not fouling a Luka, of not fouling an SGA? What exactly
you
have to do to stay out of it?
You got to be very disciplined. You cannot reach on those guys because they will teach. They will, once you put your hand in the cookie jar, they're going to make contact. They're going to find your arms. Keep your hands out. Keep your chest up. Slide and stay in front. Don't bite on pump fakes. Be the second one off the floor. And, don't jump at anything crazy. So it takes a lot of discipline.
The second one off the floor, that's a good line. That could stick with me.
Yeah, you don't need to jump. You're not going to block many of their shots, so you ain't going to block any of them. Honestly, if you're especially guards, you're really not naturally shot blockers. So why are you trying to jump and time his jump like his mid range or his pull up as if you're going to block it? Wait for him to jump and shoot it, and then you can jump and contest late or not late, but you can test. You get a good contest, being the second one off the floor. But stay down. I would say he's very good going left, so I would force him right. But I would make him beat me by shooting threes, contested threes. Like I would not let him get to, which is easy to say. Don't let him get to his mid range, but he's gonna get a shoulder bump. You got to be able to take the bump, take the hit, and still get back contest. But play without fouling, send him right, and make him shoot contested threes. That's your best bet of slowing him down.
What I commend about SGA, number one, he feels like he's the only guard that just doesn't. I don't understand how he navigates double teams so well to the point where it feels like they never double him. Like, does it? I don't like.
They can.
We would watch Anthony Edwards, and there'd see
They do
times they would force
sometimes. They
they
do
force the ball
sometimes.
out of his hand. Luca can get doubled. Yes, he'll make the team
Mhm,
pay for it with his others. He'll
mhm.
drop, like, he'll have 10 dimes in the game or have a lot of hockey assists. But it never feels, to me at least, that Shea actually gets doubled. And I don't know what exactly that is, or the positioning that he gets the ball on the court. I don't Can you help me explain? Can you help me understand that?
Yes. Well, one, he's smart at drawing fouls, which we again, but he knows how to beat the double team. Also, he has his others around it. Like you have to play them somewhat honest because they are so good as a group. Like they have other guys that can knock down shots and score. But even if you do double him, again, he knows how to navigate where to get the ball in right spots, um, and get the right spacing, and also drive around the double team. And if the double team comes, he knows how to manipulate the double team where they either foul him and you're scared to do it, or said you have a big or somebody that's slow, but he'll kick it out quick and get it back somehow. Like they have to rotate. If he swing where somebody is going to be wide open in the corner, or they'll swing and then get it back to him at the end, and he has a one-on-one. You're not going to double at that point in the clock when you just rotate it. It's hard to double two times in a possession. But yeah, he's just very crafty, which Ant-Man is starting to learn. He's starting to get the ball in the Malone spot. He's starting to like beat around double teams when he can, and not just accept the double team. Because some guys do. And again, Luka's also he's done it sometimes too. But he has others and he has to trust in it. But the groups that are used to being doubled have offenses that are planned for the double team. If you see it now, that's why Bron is getting backdoor lob dunks all the time. Because when he comes up that screen with DeAndre is not only a roller, he's a quarterback. He's either the low man has to take the roller, and if he doesn't, DeAndre gets it late. And if he does take the roller, Luka can throw the lob to Bron. If not, DeAndre Ayton's taking the ball and throwing the lob to Bron for because that man has to rotate and play too. He can't play the guard and drop to get to LeBron fast enough to stop a backdoor dunk. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to do it if I'm drawing up X's and O's. But yeah, those offenses know how to beat you. So then once they beat you with that, we can't keep in dunks to Bron. We got to stop doubling. We got to figure with Shea. If Alex Caruso or Lou Dort knocks down a three, Isaiah Joe come in, light your ass up. Casey Wallace, Aaron Wiggins. We can't keep doubling this man. Mind you, probably have 5-6 fouls in the first quarter, and it's all because of him. So maybe we need to take it off. He knows how to manipulate all scenarios that's thrown at him. And again, because he has the stop and go, the patience, the speed, and the craftiness to keep you on your heels and keep you guessing and being kind of less aggressive than you want to be because you don't want to get in foul trouble.
The other thing that he does well too, you force him to the baseline, he hits that baseline jumper. He will gladly take it. And that's one of those things that's like, damn.
Some shots like Kobe fade over the top of the back. Like he's going to get a step back fade in that corner. He's going to knock that bitch down. His mid-range is on 99 for sure.
Mid-range is definitely on 99. He's locked up the MVP. I know we still got a ways to go, but I don't see how, with as consistent as he is, as you pointed out, Danny, I don't see how he loses it. Because the only person that I think is there any other player that had a chance other than Nikola Jokic to be MVP? No, right?
No. I mean, I said I like what Cade Cunningham's doing, I like what Jaylen Brown's doing. They're just not winning enough in this OKC team.
You can't. No. You know how it goes. Maybe he'll be top 5, but he can't. You got to have a year of being noticed at that realm before you can actually get that award. So it's SGA's award to lose at this point. Let's move on to the other side of it, because The Bucks, as I said, they lost by 20, but it looked like they lost by about 40. I don't
Yeah.
know if I heard some. I feel like I might have heard some boos towards the end, but I wasn't necessarily sure. Well, I won't get into all that. But you and I have talked, Danny. We've said it's up to Giannis to ask for a trade. Like he should say, like, nobody's gonna be mad at him. We know the talent discrepancy that they have. But I'm gonna say this now too, Danny. At what point do the Milwaukee Bucks say we need to trade Giannis? Giannis could demand a trade. Giannis should demand a trade. But you know what? The Milwaukee Bucks should be happy to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo because that team has absolutely nothing. If I go to the standings right now in the Eastern Conference, I'm afraid what it's going to look like for the Milwaukee Bucks. Right now, they are in the play-in. They are a game and a half outside of playing, trailing Atlanta, Danny, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is still on a minutes limit. In what world do you live with this and say we could run it back next year? The roster has a very little chance of getting significantly better. If you're the Milwaukee Bucks, the one thing that you could do to reset your franchise and to really rebuild and have another championship quality team is to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I think at this point, the fan base would even say, yo, we did all we could do. We mortgaged our future. We made trades for Dame. We did this trade for Miles Turner. We did all that we can do. It's time to let him go. Free yourselves as a franchise and free him as a player.
I don't know, man. He's a franchise player that's MVP caliber. Like he gives you a chance.
So what can you? So look what you can get.
You can get something, but it's going to take. You have to rebuild again. But you can still be in the playoffs and turn it around if you get one or two pieces for him. If you get really, which is going to be hard to do, but if you can get, I mean, when it's time, you ask the question of when is it time to throw the chips in. You've done almost everything, but you still have him under contract for another 2 years. He's opting out after next summer.
Yeah.
I mean, again, can you make another push at it this summer and try to get some free agents or something like that?
But then if you wait to the very last moment, Danny, then he demands where he goes.
It's already
and now
happening.
the assets that you get are not going to be likable. This is the one time, Danny. And on top of it too, if we're keeping it real about Giannis, how many more years of dominance you think Giannis has? Dominance, not good, not all-star, MVP caliber Giannis.
Probably like 2 or 3 years at most, probably.
Okay. So trade him while you can, as opposed to keeping him around, trying to rebuild the roster again around him, and then maybe he ends up not giving you the MVP caliber play that you need anyway to win. His value won't be any higher.
For sure, but he will still have that same value next year. Like you can wait another. I said if you try to make a push this summer, if it doesn't happen by the beginning of next year, then maybe you toss the chips in. But to give up your franchise guy has been in for 13 years just because
it's not unhappy. Giving him up. It's not giving him up, Danny.
You're getting some return.
You're getting something great. You're not getting chips and dip. You're getting the full entree if you trade Giannis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Depending on where you trade him to.
Unless Giannis says, and he hasn't necessarily, it doesn't seem like he's necessarily said this, unless he says, I want to retire a buck. And even if he wanted to retire a buck, you say yo, we can't make this a winner anymore. We can't. This is not Steph Curry and Golden State, where I feel like even if they know they can't win, they got to hold on to him. This is different. This is different than Steph. It's time. It's time. I believe if I was a Bucks fan, I would be losing morale. I would lose morale. Not just Danny. This is my point. Not just free that man, free that franchise from having to work around that man.
Yeah, that
makes sense. I'm trying to say?
You can start over, and you can get some good stuff in return. Again, I want to see Giannis playing some meaningful basketball in a better situation. So I'm all for it. I just like to play devil's advocate and everything that every platform that I speak on, just to see or give another perspective for the viewers. And I try to see both sides of the organization and Giannis, and it's like, yo, do they hold him? Why would you want to give him up if he doesn't demand a trade? It's like, yeah, because he's this. But you could also get this in return if you do let him go, and you could start over. And it's like, it's probably a little easier to start over right now, less pressure to start over than it is to start over with or build around him right now and continue to try to build around him with less the years, the the window closing in on, like I'm saying, the window is definitely closing of his dominance, like you said. So yeah, it's a tough
This
situation, man. But
this
it
is
is
this
it's
isn't
time. It's time.
this this isn't the Lakers with Kobe Bryant when
Mhm.
all of a sudden they just swung a trade and got Pau Gasol.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening. And even
yeah.
and then you could look at the Warriors, right? The Warriors had something great, right? They made the move and then they got KD and made it even they built a dynasty. And what has happened to the Warriors since then? Since they tried to recreate something around Steph? It's failed. It's failed.
Yeah.
It's failed. Like you've had years where the Warriors missed playoffs. You had injuries. They
Well,
made
they
the
had,
trade
yeah,
for
that's
Jimmy. They
because
made the
Clay was
trade
hurt
for
some.
Clay was hurt. What do you think happens with players when they're past 35 years old? They're
Yeah,
more
when he
likely to
gets
get
hurt.
hurt. It's
Mm.
exactly. So while I commend the Warriors for trying to go out there and get Jimmy Butler, what happened to them or what's happening to them was predictable. And what's predictable was going to happen with the Bucks if they hold on to Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're going to make one or two more trades to try again, and it's not going to work. And then at that point, Giannis is gone, and the return that you get for him is an appetizer, not a full course.
Mhm. Yeah,
What
man. It's
the fans are not gonna go. Yes, will the fans be hurt? But will the fans, if you turn the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade into a championship level team, what do you think where they gonna go? They're gonna start cheering for the Chicago Bulls. They're gonna drive an hour east or west, wherever it is. My geography's off right now, just to go cheer on
yeah,
the Chicago Bulls. No, they won't.
yeah. Well, fair points, friend. Fair points, my dog. I mean, hard to argue. I said I'm always arguing for seeing certain star players be in better situations playing meaningful basketball if their organization can't uphold, you know, the franchise to keep them in a winning, you know, category. So yeah, it might be so by your said it might be time to free Steph. You know what I'm saying? Like
That I think that one's a little bit. I think that one's a little bit different.
it's a little bit dicey on that
Um,
side, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't just one chip. It
you
was
won
it's
4.
a
Yeah.
it was a dynasty, and we're talking about. I mean, it's a little different. It's a little different, and also, and I think here's the other difference too. Here's the other difference too. It's the age at where Steph is now.
Yeah.
Like Steph is
He's
still
older
like
than
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah. Giannis could realistically get another 5-year contract. Steph is not
Mhm.
getting another 5-year contract. So even the return that you get for Giannis is going to be grander than the one you get for Steph, just because of the age difference. So
Yeah. Yeah.
oh no. All right, let's keep it moving.
Moving along.
Also what went down on Wednesday night, the New York Knicks absolutely smacked Brooklyn Nets. Doesn't really matter in my opinion.
No, it doesn't, but it's still a
They
good win. It's a good win.
still a
You
good
know,
win, and I
Brooklyn's been
think for the
playing pretty
most,
well.
yeah. Well, they had it December where their defensive rating was top 3, top 5 in the NBA. Their defense has fallen off since then. I just want to focus in on the Knicks real quick, and I think what happened, Danny, was my biggest fear.
What's
When
that?
remember when I said when we did our top 5 2026 wish list, and I said I wanted the Knicks to feel challenged in the East. Right? They just came off of winning the NBA Cup. Everything was peaches and cream. And I think, my opinion, what I think what happened, number one, Josh Hart got hurt for a little bit. Today was the first
Mhm.
time he had over 6 rebounds since he came back, I believe. So they missed that. And even when he first came back, he wasn't the Josh Hart that we know, like grabbing extra offensive boards. But also, too,
Mhm.
Danny, and you know this, you played in the league. I frankly think they got bored. I think the NBA Cup gave them something to look forward to. And then they got the NBA Cup, and then they looked at the rest of the East and they were like, We're better than all these teams. Then you add in the frustration with Mike Brown's system and his rotation, or the being unsettled with his rotation and play style was just like, I think that's what happened. I don't think it's anything
Yeah,
more than what people are trying to say. Trade
maybe.
cat this, trade cat that. I'm not subscribing
Nah,
to that
you don't
theory.
need to. You don't need to move anything. I don't think it's boredom. I think they just got fatigued. They're in dire need of All-Star break. And that cup, those cup games, we've seen teams take a dive after getting to like any team that wins or loses always takes a dive after. It's hard to fucking do that and keep up pace in the regular season. But yes, injuries happen and your wish came true. And I think the one that's challenging is them. Like is them challenging themselves more so than anything. It's not like a team. It's more so I wouldn't say boredom, but yeah, the lack of I talked about it on Sports Center and NBA today, like their lack of sense of urgency, and their approach right now is like they just know they're the best team, and they're acting like it, but they're not playing like it. They're just like, oh, we're the best team. Like we turn it on when we feel like it, but that can bite you in the ass. You know what I'm saying? You keep playing like that, or you keep playing, keep knocking on that door. Um, you will find somebody that's ready to play, and by the time you try to turn it on, it's going to be too late. So, I still don't see anybody in the East that's like a team that's really challenging them. It's more so of them trying to figure it out because what they have works. It just right now they're in a little phase of being in the dumps, but it'll turn around. This was a productive win. It's not officially turning around, but you need a win. Stack them up. Now you're in better spirits. Get the off your shoulders a little bit. That energy, get that weird energy. You had your players only meeting, and hopefully you can build chemistry and rhythm that way and get back to playing Knicks basketball.
I will say this, and I do think there's a little bit. Last year, the complaint was they have too many. They don't have a bench. I think this year, I think they have too many players, Danny, and I think they're still missing elements. For example, Karl Anthony Towns, after their last loss to the Dallas Mavericks, was asked about what's different from last year. It's pretty much the same team. And Karl Anthony Towns went out of his way to say, no, this is not the same team. We're forgetting guys who contributed last year, like a campaign. And I think a lot of people took that as the reason why he was identifying campaign, because campaign was that second unit point guard that allowed Karl Anthony Towns to play a lot better. They were actually looking for him. And I think what has happened this year, he doesn't get touches like he normally would. And that's why his scoring is down. That's why his three-point shooting is down. And I also believe, too, as I watched them play tonight, Tyler Kolek didn't play until the fourth quarter, and he was somebody who was vital. Landry Shamet came back from injury and back into his regular minutes. Jordan Clarkson didn't play until the fourth quarter. There is a glut. You don't need Clarkson, Shamet,
Deuce
and Yabusele and Deuce.
Deuce
all
is good
those
enough.
guys. And I like Deuce. I want Deuce on the team because he plays point of attack defense and he's shooting the hell out of the ball. But having Kolek, Shamet, and Clarkson, what do you need three guards under 6'2" for? What do you need three guards under 6'2" for? And Kolek's more the pure point guard. Clarkson's the shooter, and Landry Shamet's probably the best defender out of those three.
Yeah, he's also a shooter. I would argue they're
you need to make those
Clarkson and Shamet 6'4", 6'5". They're definitely taller than 6'2", but they play smaller and much defense is what you're saying. So
they need to make those. They need to make those three players. They need to make those three players one. All those skill set need to be a one player.
It's hard to find.
I don't. Yes, hard to find. And then obviously Yabusele, he's just been a miss. He's just been a miss. He hasn't really worked out.
He had a good year last year, but he's just this year. Maybe it's the system.
Not.
But I think that's a cop out by Cat, and I understand what he's saying. But no disrespect to campaign, but he didn't play that much during the season. Like he didn't play that much during regular season. Playoffs, he chipped in a little bit here and there. Just say you're not getting touches, bro. Like he is getting career lows and touches and post ups. And that's why everything's are down. So this is the least he's gotten in his whole career of post-ups and touches because of the Mike Brown system. It ain't because of campaign, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deuce is out there, very good point guard. Kolek is out there. They can get you to rock. You just got to have the system in place to do it. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't they don't show Cat the deference that you would a max level player. Like it doesn't seem like they're intent on giving him the ball to score. Yes, they give him the ball, but they don't say, "Cat, we're feeding you."
Yeah, his post up.
And
This plays for you. It's like,
nah,
oh, you're
it,
starting the offense at the top of the key or elbow. This is the play for you to start the play. That's not it.
yeah.
Not like here for the play ends up for you. Like this is the ball for the play to end in your hands.
So it's a tricky balance for them to find. But again, I just don't think there's anybody in the Eastern Conference that's relatively close to them. They wanted to label that a rivalry, Danny, because again, it's part of rivalry week. But
Come on, man.
The Knicks and Nets have never been a rivalry, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they're in the same city. Nah, it's like Golden State, Sacramento. I mean, Golden State, Sacramento had like half a minute of like some competitive basketball,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then it's
it's
not a rivalry.
not very. So I wanted to continue with the theme of rivalry week because tomorrow you're gonna have
I said Golden
now.
State, Sacramento. That's what I said Golden State, Sacramento, right? Is that what I said?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
So
sure I get that
you
wrong.
have Rockets 76ers, which I think is the best game on the Thursday night schedule, but you'll also have Lakers versus Clippers. And I don't think
Mm,
that's a rivalry either. Even though again we want it to be, but it's another interstate rivalry. I just wanted to take it back, Danny, to when
mhm.
you were with the Lakers and what was going through your mind as we were getting ready for the Battle of LA, and where do you see it now? What are your favorite memories of what that Battle of LA was supposed to be? I think that was the most anticipated series that
For
we never
sure.
got.
Absolutely, and even during the regular season, it was like, "Yo, this is for." It seemed like every game we played them was like a playoff game because it had more stakes to it. It's like Duke, Carolina, like, this is for bragging rights, not to that standard because that's one of the greatest rivalries in sports, like, all around all sports, Duke, Carolina, but that was like that. They're up the road from us. This is across the street. Nah, they supposed to be good, we good. They talking about they champions, they contenders, we contenders. We gotta make a statement. We gotta send a statement to the rest of the league, and if we beat not just beat them, but blow them out, like blow the doors off them. People are like, oh, they're for real. They're gonna be. This is the team. You gotta. This is the team that's gonna win a championship this year. And unfortunately, so it was good matchups. I think regular season though, they beat us in most regular season games. Like they had our number for. It might have been 2-1 or something like that. We didn't get a chance to play another full regular season. It might be one other in the
Mm-hmm.
bubble, but those games were a lot of fun, man. But right now, I feel like it's fallen off. But even right now, like both those teams aren't like super great. Clippers are getting better, and the Lakers are going through a struggle. Like that is it's a pretty good game. I want to say it's a rivalry game, but it could be a pretty good
Mm-hmm.
game where the Clippers are trending. I don't know where Kawhi is at right now. He's been out for a little while with knee soreness for the last couple games. James has been balling, but with James and Kawhi, with the way they've been playing the last month or so, this could be a really good game with Luka. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that would
Mm-hmm.
be one of the better games of the night. Looking at the lineups,
It,
outside of Rockets 76ers.
yeah, it's just okay. I want to discuss some more rivalries in the NBA because I'm seeing some comments here from people in the chat.
Mhm.
But can you take me back? Because it started on such a grand note, or at least for you.
Yeah.
Opening night at Crypto, Lakers versus Clippers. You dropped 27 points. What was that? And he hit 7 threes.
I think it was 28. I think I hit 8 threes.
What
Um,
was that?
I mean,
That
nothing
felt
better
like,
because
oh, we're gonna get it. I was like, oh, we're gonna get a series between
light,
these two teams.
lights,
Like
camera, action
that
was
arena
rocking.
felt
It
rocking.
was because I mean, you add the fuel to the rivalry, but it's opening night too. Like it's the first game of the season for both teams. Everybody's showing up. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. We finally got the team the Lakers got the team that they were supposed to put together. Anthony Davis healthy. Clippers got, Kawhi, PG just got there. Like everybody just got to these places. They're like, all right, what's this? This Kawhi just coming from win a championship 2019. Kawhi, James was there. It was him, PG, Pat Bev. He talking shit. But they had a
Mm-hmm.
squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the start of the season.
LeBron's former coach. Kawhi turned down the Lakers during the offseason. That's how you ended up there. You won a title with Kawhi.
Yeah.
It felt like it was about to be storybook, and it's just a shame that it never The bubble really threw a lot of things off that season, and that was definitely one of them.
That was a way to kick off the season. I tell you what, boy. I said everything. The league cooked up with that one. I'll tell you that. I tell you
And
that
what
that
I
opening
think
night in
mhm.
LA. Whoo.
Was that okay? Okay,
You know, everybody
it
show like
might.
not only fans, but your family. Like everybody wants to see the opening game, especially against the best talent. Like this is the best talent on the floor. Some of the Hall of Famers. We had Dwight Howard, JaVale, Rondo. They got Kawhi. They got Trez, Lou Will. You know what I'm saying off the bench, like 2 6 man of the year candidates. Him and PG. 4 guys averaging damn near 20 or averaging 20. Pat Bev, I think was one of the Morris twins there. Not yet, maybe not. Might have been Batum. They had some big. They had some good. Bro, they had a squad, bro. They had a squad, and we had a squad too. So,
In your history of okay, and you can't include playoff games excluded. Can you name me a match, a game that you were the hypest for before it got started? No playoffs allowed.
it's usually the following year when you lose to a team in the playoffs, like when San Antonio playing OKC. We're in OKC or San Antonio. Your Christmas
Mhm.
Day games, holiday games, you like, okay, we about to get to it. But anytime you play one of those teams that you know you lost to, or what gave you a battle in the playoffs, whether it was a Golden State or OKC, even you go in the
Mhm.
Garden, Boston or New York, it's kind of somewhat, but it ain't the same when you like it's rivalries are built in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So once you have a built rivalry with those teams, even though we beat Memphis pretty, but going into that Memphis Grizzlies, the grindhouse, like with Zebo and TA, Tony Allen and Marc Gasol, like those fans got to it anytime we went there. But the games that we got up for, we play in Miami, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
with Pop always did something during the like, oh, he'd rest guys. Certain games, he's like, all right, we're not gonna play, we're not gonna show them our hand. Like we're gonna rest guys. So it's like, damn, we can't even get up for some of these games. But that Clippers, I said Lakers Clippers games, each one of those, we played them on Christmas, opening night and Christmas Day game. Like
Yeah, I
those were the
remember
ones.
those.
Um, I'm trying to think. In
Man,
Toronto, there was one.
I had to be at a bachelor party for that opening night game. I was sick.
It,
I was sick.
we was in Toronto, the Golden State game, and I think Steph sat that game. Katie had like 40 or 50. Like we had a battle with them in Toronto against Golden State. So like anytime you play those top teams,
Yeah.
that's when the adrenaline and when you have a top team. So lucky, fortunate enough, I always had the guns. I always had Kawhi or Braun or Timmy, somebody with me where I was like, all right, we matched up the top. I got top guys with me. All right, we going
Yeah.
into battle. You know what I'm saying? We got to make a statement against these dudes and let people know we still either we still the guys in San Antonio because we were older, or we had a new one coming like in Toronto or LA. Like yo, make way. We here now. It's our time.
I want to get to some of the rivalries, quote unquote, that are in the NBA, but I have a quick trivia question for you. You ready? Because
Yeah.
I just mentioned it. And chat, go ahead and try to answer this question too. Which city in America has the most strip clubs per capita?
Oh, I know this. I know this answer.
Do you?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
I follow like the bar stoops. Like they did a random.
Oh, boo! You know this
Yeah.
answer already.
Everybody thinks like Vegas or Houston or Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you go to Portland, you go to Oregon, like they be up there getting to it. And I think also I knew
Portland,
this because
Oregon.
I watched fucking well during COVID. I think they had outdoor drive-through strip clubs. I don't know if you remember that or not.
What?
Yeah, they had like the drive-through guys in their cars. Or maybe I'm making it up because I had
Nah,
watched
you
during
making that
COVID.
up? Ain't no way,
Wrong.
dog.
Not
Ain't-
bullshitting. But I watched this TV series, which I think kind of copied after that.
Nah,
Oh,
drive-through
you never
strip club is
seen?
crazy.
I think they had it, bro. I wifey made me watch P Valley, so I watched P Valley with her. So that's when I seen like they kind of I don't know if they did that during that time, but I think for sure they had. You got to look it up when we get off air, bro. I think they had the drive-through strip clubs in Portland, bro. They don't play around. They don't play around up there, bro. They had the mask
It
on
is.
and everything. They had little poles out there. You know, Portland be
It's
cold and
crazy.
rainy and shit. They don't fuck around.
You gotta make your dollars regardless. I will say this. I went to Portland, and I honestly, after I left Portland, didn't want to go to a strip club again because the strip clubs, Danny, in Portland there's so many of them. Some of them look like they used to be a bodega. Like literally the
Yeah,
same
like a corner
awning. Like
store.
it looks like it used to be a corner store that they turned into like, oh, that's where the counter used to be. Now it's where the dude who takes the money and gives you your singles is at. And it's just everywhere you turn, strip club after strip club after strip club. And there's no shame to people who go to strip clubs. But
Yeah,
it was just like, yo, when you're in a city that's known for having so many strip clubs, just imagine the type of people that end up frequenting the strip clubs. And so now I was seeing myself in the strip club with like Johnny Walker, who goes to a strip club every single night in Portland,
yeah.
who knows the women by their first names. It's just because you're in a city that's known for having strip clubs. It has the most strip clubs per capita in America. So now you're in the same room affiliated with people that you really don't want to be affiliated with.
I feel like
That's
that's in
all.
every strip club, honestly, because most
No,
strip
no,
clubs
no, no,
have
no.
regulars. Most strip clubs have regulars, but certain cities, bigger cities, it's like more refreshing. It's different, but in
Well,
those other
okay.
cities, it's
So
like you're gonna get the regulars there, depending on what time you
can I tell
go.
you? All right, I know we have to get to. I know we have to get to the actual more basketball. Can I tell you my favorite strip club experience?
Please do.
Memorial Day weekend. I'm in ATL. My homies, I'm in Atlanta. My homies want to go out. But well, Memorial Day weekend is usually like Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
Western Conference Finals.
yeah,
So
Eastern,
I'm
yeah.
like, yes, I'm like, yo, I want to go. I'll go. I want to go out, but I want to watch the game first. This is my biggest challenge when I try dating during the April and May. Can't go on dates. I'm trying to watch the games, right? So
Mhm.
anyway, so they convinced me. We went to Atlanta, so I gotta go out. So we go out and we go to Follies. R.I.P. Follies. Follies doesn't exist anymore in Atlanta, apparently. Damn shame. So we go to Follies, the strip club, and this is why I love Atlanta strip clubs. Because Danny, the fourth quarter came on. It was Paul Pierce versus LeBron.
They had the game
Fourth
going
quarter,
on.
fourth quarter. The game had been on the whole time, but the fourth quarter starts, Danny. They turned off the music in the strip club.
And let
The
the sound
strippers
play.
came. The strippers came off the stage and would sit with you while you're eating chicken wings, watching the game. And I said, "Hey, they get it, yo. I don't care how good you could twerk. It's
They
fourth
care about
quarter
us.
of
They
Game
care
7."
about our feelings. They really like us.
They understand us as men. I was like,
Man,
yo.
and that day you thought about marrying one. You just really get me.
We didn't have to say anything. Nothing was even nobody said, "Hey, can y'all?" No. As soon as the fourth quarter started, they
Shut
got
it
off the
down. Here we
stage,
go.
sat next to you, said, "Oh, LeBron's going off. You eating your wings." I was just like, "Yo,
Give
they
you a little shoulder rub
understand
or
it."
something. Yo, just watch this game. I got give me a little tip when you're done. That's all. Just
Yeah,
need like
yeah, I'm saying
$40.
no lap dances, no nothing during the fourth quarter. They understood the assignment.
Smart play.
So
Smart play.
yeah, they
Kudos to them.
understood. Yeah, understood.
Kudos to them.
All right, all right. Let's go back. Let's go back to rivalries. Oh, even though I will say, the other time I went to my first time going to strip club in Houston, I still
Yeah.
remember. I still
Everybody
remember
remembers
seeing.
that.
I still
First
remember
time usually.
seeing a stadium sized poster of James Harden holding a basketball saying Onyx. It wasn't Onyx. Damn, what was Dreams? Dreams would like to thank James Harden for his contributions. Big ass poster, like from the floor to the ceiling in Houston at Dreams. James Harden holding a basketball like this. I'm like, yo, what is like? I know James in it, but damn.
They show love, bro. He's a regular. And he pays a lot of college tuition. He's paying some child support, some bills, helping some people
Hey
get by.
man,
You know what I'm saying? He's a legend in the game.
James
But
Harden, one of the best to do it, man. One of the best to do it. All right, all right.
on and off
Now
the
let's
court.
talk on and off the court. All right, now let's talk some get back to basketball again. So this is NBA rivalry week, Danny, and so I find it a little interesting that like we're not actually seeing some of the best rivalry games. If I think NBA rivalry, I think Celtics Lakers. If I think Eastern Conference, I think the biggest rivalry, in my opinion, is Knicks Pacers. Obviously, the Pacers aren't good this year, but like the only other rivalry that I could think of that makes me think hard would be if KD went to Golden State, like to play against them, or Thunder Spurs, which you've already kind of gotten already. So
Mhm.
it's weird. And again, I applaud the NBA for trying to create some buzz about this week, but like rivalry week started, and the 7 p.m. game on ESPN tonight was Hornets Cavs. I'm like, was it a LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball beef?
Yeah, but I mean,
It's just
Hornets been
weird.
playing well. The Cavs haven't been that
But
good, so
we're
yeah, it's not
talking
like a
rivalry
great
week
heavy. It's
though.
not a heavy hitter. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. So it is what it is. The NBA is going to have to really work a bit harder to really make this thing hit. I don't know what they do because
It's
this is
gonna
the
change
problem
year to
too.
year, bro, because teams are gonna
It
change year to year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta figure out it's a guessing game. When they make the schedule, it's like, all right, we gotta guess who's gonna be good to start the season. Now, as
yeah,
the
but you
season goes
shouldn't
along,
be
you could
guessing.
change games. You
It should
change
be
games throughout the year,
rivals
like, oh,
though.
that changes every year. Again, guys move so much now. Like, we saying blockbuster trade after blockbuster trade, like all the time. It's not even blockbuster trades anymore. It's
Mhm.
just normal trades because everybody's moving so much.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to be where at this point, and like from year to year, you never know what's going to happen. Again, have you seen that fucking social media meme? Or like, imagine you went to a coma in 2020. Would you believe that fucking Jimmy Butler is in Golden State or so and so is
Right.
playing here? And they're like, bro, what? Yeah, Luca got traded to fucking like, bro. Everybody's all over the place now. You wouldn't. 5 years, so much has changed, let alone said like everything changes in 2 or 3 years, but 5 years, so much has changed.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned Jimmy Butler, and so I wanted to get here. Danny, I hope this isn't the case, but I think we're going to end up having a very boring trading deadline. I don't think the Giannis thing happens to this
Yeah.
offseason.
I don't think a lot of things happen.
Anthony Davis is hurt. I don't see the Warriors really doing anything of notice now that Jimmy Butler is down.
I mean, it's not like you
think
could trade Jonathan Kuminga for something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you trade Jimmy and Kuminga for something, which I don't see happening.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that doesn't make too much sense. And even like one of the good players, like Lauri Markkanen, with the way the Jazz are playing, he could be interesting. But Danny Ainge is going to charge an arm and a leg for him. They could just sit Lauri Markkanen, and let's just say it's time to get let's get Keontae George, who's balling. Let's get him more shots, and let's get Ace Bailey. Let's let Ace Bailey get a lot of shots in the second half of the season, and Lowry's going to have to sit or something like that because you know they're going to try and tank towards the end of the year to keep their lottery protected pick. It just doesn't feel like there's a reports that Ja Morant has now approached the front office in Memphis and said he wants to stay. The return that we're going to get for trading him wasn't really good. Ja Morant balled again tonight, even though the Grizzlies
was that the
lost.
case, or is it that where he wanted to go wasn't so sure of getting him?
That could very well be the case too. And so it's just like the trading deadline is usually one of the best times for NBA chatter. I just don't see it. Will people get traded for sure? And maybe that's the role. Maybe the role players should be nervous. I don't see any stars being moved.
I don't see a lot of big splashes happening either. It's I'm gonna say a lot of noise, but when there's always a lot of noise, nothing like when it's quiet, something crazy happens. But I don't know. Either way, I just don't see because no teams to me are hitting the panic button, and you need a couple teams that are like ready to move some things for like big trades to happen. Not like one team. Oh, one team is wanting to trade big star, but the other team's like, we don't need to do them right now. We don't need to do that. You know, Knicks like, oh, we'd love to have Giannis, but we don't need to do that right now. Why would we need to do that?
Right.
You know. So
right. You know, I'll be interested for me, the most intriguing team at the trading deadline is the Houston Rockets. Will they make a move to try and make sure they have a point guard for the playoffs?
Fred might be getting back, brother. Fred might be getting back, brother.
But even if he comes back, like that's a lot to put on his shoulders coming
It's
off the
not.
ACL.
It's not. He don't have to do much. What is he gonna have to do? Set the table? Bring the ball up, set the offense. They ain't asking him to score. Like they're already playing well. All you have to do is knock down open shots when you're there and bring the ball up and set the offense. Get it to KD, get it to Sengun, start the offense. Let Amin Thompson do what he does and go in backdoor work in the dunker area, and you don't have to play point guard as much. And you got Reed Shepard who's backing you up, who's playing extremely well right now. So how much does he really have to do?
He still got to play point of attack defense, Danny. He still has to play
Bro, he
point of
got all
attack
these trees
defense.
behind me. All you gotta run people off the line. Go ahead, Sengun, Steven Adams, KD, Jabari Smith. Good
Jabari
luck.
Smith.
Good luck. All I gotta do is run you off the 3-point line. I don't have to do shit, bro. What? I could come back with the ACL. I can go right there and play for Houston. Point. Let me bring the ball up. Okay, if I could bring the ball up, here you go. Feed the guy space. I dare y'all to help. I'm gonna shoot it. And on defense, just run people off 3-point line. Get a little physicality. Get stripped down. Bro, he ain't asking of a lot. Mind you, he could play. He can do that playing 20 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to play a bunch of minutes. They don't need a lot from him.
I agree. I still think it would be nice to get one more reinforcement from a ball handling's point of view. I see some of you guys making comments. If you have a question for Danny, say it now because we're about to get out of here before we discuss one more topic. Here's my topic, Danny. We mentioned the trade market. We talked about Giannis earlier. I think this is it for Steph, bro. I think
in terms of what? Like this is last year?
No, I just don't. At this point in time, Steph Curry playing on an NBA championship contender, at least with the Golden State Warriors, is over.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, Golden State, their window I think is done. Once Jimmy went down, like it's kind of a wrap, honestly. Unless you see them somehow getting Giannis, that's the only way that happens, which I don't see happening.
But even if they get, if they get Giannis, he doesn't fit with Draymond Green, and I think
Draymond would have to go. Draymond would have to go. What do you?
Funny enough, Danny, I don't think the Warriors have the balls to trade Draymond Green.
Should.
I think they should.
If you get Giannis, I bet you will.
Frankly,
you see a heavy set, a new pair of fresh balls. You see Giannis on the table for Draymond. Clean and shaved, manscaped, clean and shaved, fresh pair. What? They'll be showing their balls off like it was gold.
I don't think
they had an opportunity to get Giannis.
I don't think they would do it.
If they get Giannis, are you shitting me? If they said, "Oh, we just want Draymond Green and Jonathan Kuminga," you don't have to give up your future pick, like. Well, that money adds up.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think Draymond would have to go somewhere in the third. He would have to go somewhere else because why would the Bucks wouldn't want Draymond Green? He's not. It's not even like he's an expiring deal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean he's only got he's got one more year after this year, right?
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not. If I'm going to trade for somebody of Draymond Green's age, it better be expiring.
Once you get him, I feel like if you get him, maybe in the summertime, I think it was 1 year after this year. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Could be wrong.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. The Warriors are there's nothing there for Steph anymore in my opinion. Now he's just accumulating. It's just like he's going to be accumulating stats. And then Steve Kerr is on the last year of his contract too, Danny. So
yeah, it's a wrap, bro. Honestly, nobody's doubting that. I think it's over. So the only thing I said is the only way you can do that is if you do get a Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the only way you're saving Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. You get that type of caliber player, and I don't see that happening or those guys walking through that door.
You know what could be? Actually, you know what? Hold on, Danny. You know what could be a good risk? You know what could be a good risk?
What's that?
Joel Embiid. That is a quality risk. I would take if I was the Warriors and I said, "Yo, I'm riding with Steph to the wheels fall off." I say, you know what? Give me Joel Embiid.
And you're gonna give them Kuminga and Draymond. And who else?
Yeah, Kuminga and some, yeah, I do Kuminga and I don't know. I wouldn't even do Draymond too. I don't think Draymond fits with Joel Embiid.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
maybe he does.
He might.
If I couldn't get Giannis,
He's got to get the money to
I,
match up. So if Draymond makes a good amount of money,
yeah,
Kuminga makes a decent amount of money, and if you're
yeah.
not trading Jimmy, it has to be either two of those guys, either Jimmy and
JK
or
and
Draymond and JK.
Jimmy and Joel get along.
Yeah.
I think that's the only
a lot. Changes your offense a lot. Now you're seeing what Steve Kerr can actually pull out the hat and what he can do with that group.
If I'm the Warriors, because you know the Sixers, with the way that Maxey has played and become the face of the franchise, with the way that VJ Edgecombe has played, you know the 76ers, if they don't end up going to the finals this year, which is unlikely, you know they'll be like, it'd be nice to get off this Joel Embiid contract. And the one team who would be like, that's a bad contract, but we might as well use his talents while we have Steph, would be the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. I still don't think it saves them, but it helps.
But that's worth the dice roll. That's worth the dice roll, in my opinion.
Yeah, right now it is. You don't have much else to lose.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I don't even think, and for that trade, Danny, you wouldn't even have to give up all of your first round capital if you're the Warriors that, teams are going to want when Steph retires. Like if they were to trade for Lauri Markkanen, the Jazz would say, all right, give us your 2032 first round draft pick when Steph is retired. Nah, if you just trade for Joel in the offseason, you don't got to give him no first round picks. The Sixers would be happy to get off of that contract. Yeah. I think it's worth the dice roll because Jimmy's not coming back for a while.
If he really wanted to, he could come back and start the season. Start of season don't happen for like 10 months.
Damn, you're right. Yeah, I guess he could, but you don't. Yeah.
We've seen Joe Ingles come back in 7 months. I came back 8. I came back in 8 months. I had double ligament. So if he really wanted to, even if he took his time, he could get back for Christmas. Like a year for them is like Christmas time. Like he can get back in 11 months. But I think he can get back in like 7-8 months, which would be September. If you took 10 months, like in October, that's more than enough time for him to be like, okay, well, let's just say he started in February because it's January. He started the rehab, he got the surgery February. So from February to October is 8 months. He could do it in 8 months. Even if he did 9-10 months, he'd be November, Christmas. But if he wanted to, again, I've seen it happen.
I want to see Steph with a team that's I know it's going to be hard, but I want him to see at least have a chance. And that I think that's the only one of the few chances that they would get that wouldn't jeopardize their future. At this point, the likelihood of him winning is slim. You don't want to risk your future capital just for a slim chance.
Yeah,
but for a little,
I understand it.
I think that makes sense. All right, last thing before we get out of here. I know it might be a little bit conflicted answering this. The Baxter Holmes story on ESPN about the Buss family, and Mark Walter and the sale of the Lakers. Any thoughts?
I don't. Again, to me, it's interesting the timing of this. Like, why is this story coming out right now? Is it because Rich Paul has a podcast? Is it because like you don't want to like? These are things that a lot of people knew. If you're not an average fan, but most people that actually pay attention know a lot of these things were happening, going on behind closed doors. Oh, Rich has power, Bron has power, Clutch has power. They made these things happen. There might have been not too much happiness on both sides because obviously Bron was looking for extension, they didn't give it to him. But the other stuff, inside stuff, was very interesting and kind of wild when it came to the family dynamic. But outside of that, again, I'm like, there's a lot of things that most of us kind of knew. Why is it being like officially reported, and why right now? I don't know. But again, I think he did a hell of a job doing what he was supposed to do, of getting the story and putting it and articulating it, and the article. So yeah, I think people should check it out. It'd be a good read. But again, I just don't know why. Like, what was the purpose of them releasing it now?
It really feels like like Succession, but basketball. Like the TV show Succession, and it's
the family dynamic of
it. I couldn't imagine, and I think what's so difficult for people to kind of grasp is that you have this situation where your dad is a legend and he's giving you this prize thing called the Los Angeles Lakers. And many would think, Danny, oh, I own a piece of this. This is part of my family legacy. And you think everything would be peachy clean, like everything would just be nice and dandy. But I think what this
Never.
shows
That's
you
a yeah.
that even great things in the hand when it has to be split among too many people, it can get dicey. And I didn't, when they pointed out that like not all of them had the same mother, like
I think it's
it's
more interesting. I think it's more rare to see it not be dicey in those type of scenarios. Like anytime, any type of big business or a lot of money situations, whether it's family or not, I feel like I assume that it's some wild shit going on behind the scenes. If it's not, then I'm like, oh, that's rare. You know, that's
mm,
when there's that much involved, that much money or that much ownership, whatever it is, pieces, and the dynamic of different kids from different fathers, and it's like a Game of Thrones. We don't know whose father. Like, not saying that.
yeah. Who's
You
the
know,
true heir to the
who's the true
throne?
heir?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're a bastard
yeah,
child. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have no
yeah,
power, like that type of shit. So like when people have that type of money, that happens more often because guys seed spread like they have more, especially back in that time, more kids happen. So yeah, bro, like I'm more surprised if there were any arguments between siblings because we all know everybody has family issues. We know how family goes. If you put a big business in your family, do you think your family would smoothly just be okay with how like you know what I'm saying, like sharing everything equal and then getting along happy hunky dory? You would like to think so, but more than likely y'all can't get along when it comes to having a regular Jamaican food dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, yo, fuck, who took all the beef patties?
yeah.
Yo, where the oxtails at?
Yeah, I congratulations to Mark Walter. Congratulations to the Bus family for getting paid off.
Hmm.
I still think it's a damn shame that it's not owned by the family anymore. I thought it was a pretty
Yeah,
I
that
thought it was a
sucks.
pretty
It
it's
definitely
a
was cool. I thought it was
pretty
gonna stay in the family forever, but
is a pretty cool thing to see the one of the most decorated franchise in all of sports, not just in the United States, but in the world, was owned by a family. And I thought that was pretty damn cool. But all
yeah,
good things apparently
come to
must
an
come
end.
to an end. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Speaking of coming to an end, there's somebody in the chat said, I hope y'all talk about my Pistons tonight.
Hmm.
I will say this
Play the
about the
Pelicans,
Pistons.
man. Cut the shit. I
They
mean, they're
played the
good.
well,
They're good. They're definitely hooping. I like Jalen Durney doing the windmills off the pick and like rolling to the basket, just dunking off of. They won by what 12 or 10 or something like that. But it's New Orleans. They're not
what I
good this year.
liked what I liked about what the Pistons did too.
By 8.
Uh
It's pretty
Coach
close.
Bickerstaff. I watch, you already know I watch almost every game and to some extent.
Mhm.
The Coach JB paid the bench unit for a full 6-7 minutes in the fourth quarter. Didn't
Oh, let
even
them rock
look at the
out.
bench. Like, and it was still like, yes,
Didn't bat
The
eye.
Pistons were
He wasn't worried.
pissed. Yeah, Pistons were winning the game, but it wasn't like they were comfortably, like it wasn't
Mhm.
like they were guaranteed to win. It was like, I'm gonna play my bench guys for six
Their
minutes
minutes.
straight in the
They're
fourth
gonna play
quarter
their
to
minutes
start the fourth
regardless.
quarter. They're gonna play their minutes. Whatever happens to lead is whatever happens to the lead. And it was a little dicey at some points. I still worry about who their second scorer is going to be. I still
Yeah.
worry about who their second playmaker is going to be. And I think ultimately that's what's going to hurt them in the playoffs. As great as your bench, the bench feels like a good thing to have, but I don't know if they could trust anybody to really create and play make off the bench. I don't know if they can trust anybody to be, if Kate is having a bad night.
They didn't
I
they
don't
didn't
know if
use
they
Karras the
trust.
way I thought they would have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, JB's
That's
had
true.
familiarity with Karras LeVert in Cleveland, so I don't know why, but he didn't play tonight. But there was a solid win. Without Cade Cunningham, solid win. But yeah, you're right. They do need a second ball handler, a second real for sure go-to scoring guy. And that's gonna be the reason why nobody has them above the Knicks right now.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a balance of Do you make that move now at the trading deadline and give yourself a best chance, or do you put your guys through the ringer, do you train them by fire in the playoffs and live with losing in the playoffs because you don't have that? It's a balance, because you could say, well, we're a young team and we'll be back next year.
Yeah.
But sometimes there isn't next
I ain't
year. And
trying to hear
frankly,
that.
next
A lot
year is when
changes in a year. A lot changes in a year.
Tyrese Halliburton comes back next year. Jason
Jason
Tatum is going to
Tatum.
be a full Jason Tatum next year if he doesn't come back this year. So I say strike with the iron. If you could trade for a guy who you feel will be on the roster for the next 5, 6, 7 years, trade for him now. Don't wait till the
MPJ.
offseason.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Always been a good time rapping with you, my friend.
For sure, bro. Same.
Let's say we're gonna come back either next Monday or next Wednesday. I gotta look at this NBA schedule and see when we're gonna get some good ones. We thought we might have had a good one tonight with the Spurs. I mean, with the Thunder and the Bucks. Did not end up getting one. So
I didn't think none of that
hopefully,
shit. I knew it was gonna blow out.
well, next month, see, even next Monday, now you got the prime game is Warriors Timberwolves, but now like Warriors games just don't have. It doesn't have it anymore, Danny. Like
it barely did, even with Jimmy being healthy.
Oh,
without Jimmy, for sure, damn doesn't.
Oh no, we'll definitely come back live next Wednesday on YouTube. Spurs at Rockets, ESPN 9:30. We'll be live right here on YouTube right after that game. That is for sure. With that being said, Danny, tell them what to. Oh, and you got LeBron. Oh, next Wednesday for sure. And you got LeBron going back to Cleveland. See, that's a Rivals Week game. That should have been on Rivals Week. LeBron going back to Cleveland
in the Battle of Texas. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah,
we'll see. But Cleveland ain't good this year either. That's not. I'm not that excited about the game. But Spurs Rockets, I would like to see that one because they just played the other night. It's smoke. It's a rematch within a week. I want to see that. So yeah, I'm all for it. But
that be in Houston too.
For sure. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know what to do, man. Read, rate, subscribe, review. Peace.